Click, watch, and connect. I am Lailani Plugerson, and you are watching live at OceanClick TV.
Good morning, everyone. In today's second live episode, we are going to talk about Human Resource Department and how they select and manage their employees. So here with us today are the Human Resource Director, Darwiza Comedoy, and HR Assistant, Josh San Valentin. Darwiza, Josh, good morning. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you also.
Thank you for joining us here.
Yeah. So I'd love to start out with you, Darwiza. What is OceanClick's philosophy in terms of hiring and being able to attract top talents?
We actually have 3 principles that guide us during the hiring process. First is we maintain confidentiality, so we make sure that all the information about the applicants are shared just within the recruitment team. So we do not share any information or data about them to anybody. Second is equal opportunity for all. So regardless of your educational background, your gender, or your sexuality, as long as you have the experience, the skills, then you can apply at OceanClick. And third is we use the best practices when it comes to recruitment and selection processes. So we actually have a recruitment selection matrix. So we take out the education, experience, and the training. So for example, we are looking for an IT manager. So we look into the educational background, that's BSIT, and that experience, not necessarily in the same industry, but as long he or she have a practice in being an IT. And then third is trainings that they joined or to enhance their skills as an IT.
Okay. And how do you communicate that to a new potential recruiter?
We actually have a recruitment page, that's OceanClick Recruitment. So all our job posts, our positions that we are hiring are posted in the recruitment page.
Perhaps can you give us an idea on how you keep HR agenda fresh and interesting for people to work in the company?
We actually have what we call a LEAP program. LEAP program stands for Learning, Engagement, and Progressive Employee Development Program. So under that, we have 3 main objectives. The first is we want to maintain the needs of our employees in relation to OceanClick's vision and mission. So we make sure that our employees are aligned with the organizational goals and values. Second is we want to increase and maintain employee productivity through our capacity building programs. So they will be undergoing trainings, seminars. And lastly is we want to enhance our employees' sense of well-being through our awards and incentive programs. So if we have employees that are really doing well in their job, we acknowledge them and reward them for a job well done.
That's nice. Yes. Do you want to add to that, Josh?
I think what's the most intriguing part about the OceanClick is it's because it's located in Darwin. I mean, people who are not really familiar with the business, they actually ask or curious, what is OceanClick in the first place?
Yeah.
And it makes them more interested, I guess, in that part because from the moment they know that it's a BPO company and it's beside the shore or the sea, it gives them more interest to try and apply here in OceanClick as well.
Okay. And I'm sure that everybody wants to know about this. What are the perks and benefits that the OceanClick employees get?
Well, aside from the vacation leave, sick leave that they can avail from us, we also provide H&O. That's part of the perks that we give them. So we also have a group insurance plan. And then they also get 10% discount when they want to use the gym in the area for Vida Fit. And of course, another discount if they want to spend some quality time with their families in Vida.
And are they eligible right away once they start working with you in the company?
For the leaves and the H&O and the insurance plan, they are eligible after 1 year with us. Yes, for the 10% discount on Vida and the Vida Fit, that's as soon as they join.
Okay. Now let's move on to recruitment and hiring. Josh, can you walk us through the whole hiring and selection process of OCVS?
Yeah, sure. There are 4 ways for a candidate to apply to us. They can send a Facebook message or Facebook page, which will be announced later. Okay, and then also they can also send us an email through our hiring@oceanclick.biz. Okay. Also, they can also just walk in here, okay, and have a face-to-face or person-to-person interview, or they can also we can also contact them through phone interview. Okay, after that, of course, the preliminary part for the recruitment is interview, and then after that, they will for the second process they will undergo a series of tests, okay, just to check their technical skills, their aptitude, or their knowledge as well. And then after that, the last part will be the final interview. It's actually a panel one, okay, composed of managers, just to reassess them behaviorally speaking. Yes. So as you can see there, the process of recruitment in OceanClick is very concise and precise. Okay, but we in HR we make sure that even though it's just a three-process type of recruitment, we want to make sure that it's extensive and efficient. Like efficient in our part, if we are really getting the right talent or candidate for that, and extensive for them, so that we can really test their full potential at its finest.
Now, aside from the required necessary information such as work experience or educational attainment, what are the other information you're looking for in a resume? And what does that information say about the potential candidate?
Trainings.
Trainings.
We look into the trainings because it helps us know how the applicant is really into improving itself when it comes to a particular field or career that they see themselves growing. So for us, trainings is actually helpful for us when we are looking for the right people for a particular job.
And are you looking for a particular resume? Are there any technique, or are you looking for design? Do you have an example for that?
We're not really particular what kind of resume that they will be sending us, like the designs and everything, as long as the highlights of their experiences are mentioned, because that is what we will be looking at. Yeah, because it will actually help us gauge whether the experiences that these people are putting into their resume is relevant to what we are looking for.
And just to add with that, here in OceanClick we are very diverse. Okay, there are psych majors here, there are business, there are teachers as well. So if you come to think of it, as what Darwiza said earlier, we offer equal opportunities for everyone. Okay, so because in my opinion, okay, you cannot just really see the skills and abilities of a candidate on their resume. Okay, there are people who are graduate of teacher courses or education, but they are really good in graphic designing. So that is something to be considered. Okay. Also, another thing, just to add on the resume part, okay, although we don't really prescribe them or try to tell them that this should be the format for the resume, but we in HR we can really see the impression part there. We can really see the effort. Okay, because here in OceanClick we are really more on graphic designing, social media specialist, whatsoever. Okay, so it's a very plus point. Okay, it may not really add on the recruitment process at the point, but it gives us the impression of me really putting a lot of effort on the resume itself.
Then they also have the creativity side.
Yes, it shows their
creativity
creativity side. Yes.
Okay. Now at this point, we'll be answering some frequently asked questions given by our social media followers. So these are some few questions that we can answer. First question: what qualification would an applicant need to increase his or her chance of getting a job in OceanClick?
Well, as long as he or she has the experience, okay, that's one. Okay, knowledge about what he or she is applying for, that's very important. Okay, you should know what kind of job that you're applying for, and then of course, as long as he or she passes our recruitment, then he will be part of OceanClick.
Also, during the preliminary interview, we can really see their integrity and effort. Okay, that's why in our interview, we always ask them, what are your motivations in working? Okay, because we in HR, we also try to assess their grounds. Why are they working in the first place? Who are they working for? Because we can really, at that stage, at that part of recruitment, we can already see that they can really be a potential candidate for the work is because not just because of their technical skills, but because they're working for something, for someone else or for something else. Okay, so psychologically speaking, when you try to work into something that you are really being pushed to, okay, you can really surpass anything at least. Yeah.
So, second question: what are the most important employability skills in your opinion, Josh?
Grammar.
Of course.
And comprehension skills. Okay.
Yeah, comprehension skills, analytical skills. We actually want someone that, can understand what instructions we have given them. Because here at OceanClick, we don't micromanage. So, as much as possible, we want people to have a mind over their own, think of their own, when it comes to creativity and all that stuff. So, it will actually help us gauge who the employees are, like what their capacities are. So that's why by being able to understand and comprehend what their roles are, their responsibilities are. So
Okay. Third question: what makes OCVS HR different from other BPO HR departments? Josh.
Because I've worked in a lot of BPO companies before, although I'm not going to name them. Okay, but there's also stigma and stereotype against human resource that there is no human there is no human in human resource. Maybe because the impression of people who are applying is that HR are intimidating. Of course, there's always this fear factor and intimidating factor when it comes to having an interview with a client or a candidate. But here in OceanClick, we want to make sure that everything could really be conversational at some point. But at the same time, we are trying to assess them. We don't want to impose too much threat, I guess, or intimidating factor to our applicants because it also affects their way of talking. And some of them are trying to pretend to be someone else because, they're having this...
they want to be part of us.
Yes. And then they're intimidated with the HR. Also, we also make sure that when people are applying to us, we give them heads up of their application. We are very upfront when it comes to giving them feedback on their application, but in the most humane and civilized way. Okay, so the construction of rejection is that we also acknowledge their potentials. Okay, we appreciate their qualifications, but at some point, it doesn't mean that their qualifications doesn't fit. Doesn't mean that their qualifications are not good enough. It's just that we're just looking for something else or someone else. Yeah. So that's our also commitment in human resource.
Do you want to add? I think he said.
Yeah, he said.
Okay. So, what are the most common mistakes applicants do in an interview? At least give me 3 examples.
Not knowing what kind of job they are applying for. That's the first mistake. Common mistake. Probably they just send resumes applying for example, I am applying for CSR. I'm also sending application for executive virtual assistant. It's like I am sending application for all available positions. So in our end, it will make us question their credibility when it comes to what are you trying to apply for. So that's one of the common mistakes.
And that connects with what we mentioned earlier, the reading comprehension grammar. Okay, because we are posting jobs through our social medias. Okay, so if you are an applicant, you could have just try to digest what you've read. What are we really looking for? Okay, so from that moment we can already see that maybe this person is not really reading the description because you don't really know what you're applying for. So that's the second common reading comprehension.
Third is usually when we send out the job post to our recruitment page, all the details are there. Okay, from what experiences do we need, what kind of skills we're looking for, what the job is actually for. But then if you receive applicants that says how to apply,
and all the information
all the information are there. So for example, if we're looking for a graphic designer or a video editor, we usually add in part of the requirement is that you send us your portfolio. That will help us gauge how good you are when it comes to graphic designing. So if you send an application without attaching a portfolio and the instruction is given there already, then we will not be processing your application.
Yeah, because portfolios are very, very important.
Yes. And, if you're an experienced graphic designer or video editor, as you said that, they should know that portfolio is actually part of the process, of the application process.
So last question. This is very important. Can you share some tips on how to ace an interview?
Just be yourself.
Yeah.
Don't pretend someone that you're not.
Yeah.
Like, for example, saying that you have these skills just because you wanted to move forward with the interview. But then when you move to the stage 2 of our interview recruitment process, which is the assessment, then you realize that you actually know how to do it.
Yes.
Just to add on it, with what Darwiza said, when you say just be yourself, it's very critical actually. That's really true. You just really have to be yourself. You don't have to pretend, because we can really see that when you're trying to pretend to be someone else or something else. Applicants or candidates should really be, careful with being themselves. They should be themselves with reservations.
Yes.
You're going to work in a professional manner. You're going to work in a professional company. So it's always to be okay to be yourself, but in a sense of being honest. Okay, something like that. So yeah, another thing would be just prepare. I mean, we give heads up, right? We give heads up to them that we're going to have an interview on them for them on this day, on this time. So preparation is really important.
Because get to know the company and everything, because as an applicant it does not goes well for you when an interviewer asks you what do you know about us, and you had no idea what the company is. And then the irony of it is that if you don't know what kind of company we are, then why did you apply?
And then being here prepared, that also shows that they're really interested to work for this company.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, there you have it. I hope our episode today will help you get equipped in your job hunt, application, and interview process. So go nail it. And if you're interested to be part of our growing family, just send us your application letter and resume at hiring@oceanclick.biz. Or you can visit us at our office at 2nd floor multifunction room, Pura Vida. That's in Washington Street, District 3, Darwin, at 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. every week. Please visit our website, OceanClick.biz, and follow all our social media accounts. That's in Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And don't forget to use the hashtag OceanClick. And please do subscribe and click to our YouTube channel, OceanClick TV. But before we end this episode, we are going to test our guests on how coordinated their thoughts are as a team. We'll do the Jinx Challenge. So Darwiza and Josh, I am going to say a category, and in a count of 3, both of you will say a word that best describes it. Okay. So I'll be saying 5 categories. Are you ready? Okay. So I want you to put your hands together. Don't worry, we have our alcohol here. It's safe, we're safe. So put your hands together. We'll be doing this as fast as possible. Okay. So green vegetables. 1, 2, 3.
Lettuce.
Oh!
Okay. Second.
1 point.
One point. Animal sounds. 1, 2, 3.
Meow.
Moo with a question mark.
You're not sure about it.
Okay.
Okay. Body parts. 1, 2, 3.
Face.
Okay.
Close. Face and legs. Yeah.
I don't think that's good. But anyway. Animals that could eat you. 1, 2, 3.
Tiger. Close.
Okay.
Family of cats.
Last one. Musical instruments. 1, 2, 3.
Saxophone.
You got 1 point. Well, that's good. At least you have 1 point.
Yay.
And as we are about to end this episode, I would like to thank our guests, Darwiza and Josh, for joining us today. Thank you so much.
Thank you also
Thank
for
you
having
also.
us.
Yeah.
And to all our viewers, thank you for tuning with us. This has been Lailani Thugersen. See you on our next episode and have a great day.